Please hit the bell icon for more notification. Please like, share and subscribe my channel for more videos. Everyone, today we are going to learn about climate of India, which is very important topic of geography. In all the boards, you talk about SSC, ICSC or CBSE. This is part 1. So please subscribe my channel for part 2 and all. So India lies between the 8° 4 minutes north and the 37° 6 minutes north latitude. In this part 1, we are going to discuss about the difference between the weather and climate, and we are going to discuss about the climate of India, factors of climate of India. Did you ever hear your mother say the weather is getting hot, or your uncle is saying the climate of this area is cold? Do you know what is the difference between the climate and weather? So before starting this chapter, we will discuss about the climate and weather. Climate is a total of weather conditions and variation over a large area for a long period of time of more than 30 years. But how is weather different from climate? Weather refers to the state of the atmosphere over an area at any given period of time. Weather can change throughout the day, whereas the climate of a country is the same for many years. I'll just take example and just say when you're seeing outside your window, okay, how is the weather? It's hot, correct, sunny, rainy and all. How is the climate of Mumbai? It's hot and humid. So that is there, hot and humid throughout the year it is. But when we are seeing outside from a window, it can change in minutes or in hours. Now we are moving ahead and we'll discuss about the climate of India. The climate of India is described as a monsoon type. This type of climate is found in the South and Southeast Asia. However, there are the variation in climatic condition in the country itself. The coastal region of India show the least amount of difference between the temperature of night and day. In the interior regions, the difference in the temperature of the day and night is huge. Two examples we can take over here again. Interior areas which are away from the sea, and near the sea, coastal means coastal areas that is near the sea. So there is a temperature, there is a variation is not much. But interior area, example Delhi. So Rajasthan we can take example over here. Night it's cool and daytime temperature rising sometime till the degree 50. Here we will discuss about the climatic diversity. So India shows a wide variation in the climatic conditions ranging from snowfall in the Himalayan arch to burning heat in the south. So you can see example in the June month in the Rajasthan, western part of Rajasthan, we can see over here is a 55-degree temperature in June, whereas we can say see in Twang 19-degree in the same month. We can see in December 9th, Dras, that is a northern part, upper northern part, minus 45-degree temperature is there, whereas in the Trivandrum we can see in the December night Chennai is getting 20 degrees Celsius temperature. Same way, Thar Desert is getting diurnal range of temperature 30 degree Celsius. In the Kerala, diurnal range of temperature is 8 degree Celsius. If we are taking example of the Jaisalmer and Cherrapunji, so Jaisalmer receives 9 centimeter of rainfall because of, you can say, Aravalli range, because it is coming the leeward side of the Aravalli range. And Cherrapunji, we are just taking example of that, as good as coming on a same latitude, is getting maximum rainfall, that is a 1100 centimeter maximum rainfall in the world we are experiencing. So this is called the climatic diversity in India, where we can say same month different temperatures are there, same month same latitude but different or the various centimeters of rainfall is there. Diurnal range of temperature is different. In the night of the winter, temperature is different. In the northern part, it's going in minus, where we are seeing in the coastal areas at Chennai, it is just a 20 degrees Celsius. And discuss the climate change of India. So India has a long coast line, and rise of sea level will submerge large area. A population of 7.1 million living in the coastal areas will be affected. So in general, coastal areas experiences less contrast in temperature conditions. Seasonal contrasts are more in the interior of the country, which we have discussed in our previous slide also. And we have I gave example to you about the interior areas like Rajasthan over there, and the coastal area Mumbai, you can take example. So there is a decrease in rainfall generally from east to west in the northern plains. These variations have rise to variety in lives of the people in terms of food they eat, the clothes they wear, and also the kind of houses they live in. So that depends of the climate of that area, which is varies in the interior areas and the coastal areas. Here we will discuss the climatic controls. So what is climatic control? Climatic controls are the factors that control the variation in the temperature. In the climate of India, there are 6 major climatic controls are there. So that is a latitude, that is as earth is round and sunlight does not reach everywhere equally, so temperature decreases as we move from the equator to poles. Altitude, if we are talking about, as we move from the surface of the earth to the higher altitude, the temperature decreases. Pressure and winds, the pressure and winds system of any area depends on the latitude and altitude of that place. Thus, it influences the temperatures accordingly. If you're talking about distance from the sea, coastal regions are cooler as compared to interior regions. As the distance from the sea increases, it influences decreases and the people experiences extreme weather conditions. Extreme means summers are very hot, winters are very cold. Ocean currents. Cold ocean currents flowing over a region will decrease the temperature of the area, whereas a warm current will increase the temperature. If we are talking about the relief features, so relief features mountains and all. So relief features are the barriers that block current from the entering to the country. High mountains act as barrier for the cold or hot winds. Himalayas, you can take example over here. Now I am moving ahead and will discuss about the factors affecting the climate of India. So factors affecting Indian climate we'll discuss. So which are related to the location and relief, that is latitude, altitude, relief, distance from the sea, the Himalayan mountain, and the distribution of land and water. Here we will discuss related to air, pressure and winds. So under this, surface pressure and winds are there. Upper air circulation, western cyclone or western disturbances comes under this. Factors affecting the climate of India. Here we'll discuss the first one, that is a distance from the sea. First one we will discuss over here. So Delhi, for example, has an annual temperature of 20 degrees Celsius, with the Kochi about an average temperature of 30 degrees Celsius. Okay, so the climate becomes the more humid as one gets closer to sea. Very simple concept, which is very closer to sea, they have the humid climate. Which are away from the sea, they are less humidity is over there. Summers are pleasant and winters are mild in the coastal areas. However, areas located far from the coastline, so Delhi example as I have taken, far from the coastline do not influence the vast body water and thus experience extreme climatic condition. Extreme means summers are hot, winters are cold. For example, Delhi has an annual temperature of 20 degrees Celsius, where Kochi has an average temperature of around 30 degrees Celsius over here. Coastal areas have equable climate. We say the equable, we say moderate, whereas the interior parts have an extreme climate or the continental climate. These terms you should know and you can use while writing your answers. Now, the closer the region are the sea, the more humid is the climate. They experience moderate summers and the mild winters. However, areas situated far from the coastline don't have any influences on the huge water bodies and hence experiencing the extreme climatic conditions. There are some of the points which I am repeatedly saying because these things you should know. What is interior? What is the coastal areas? Interiors are experiencing the extreme climate and the coastal areas have a moderate climate, so that is neither too hot nor too cold. So you can see the pictures also over here to just make you understand. Now we will discuss about the relief. Relief features play an important role in shaping the climate of India. The areas located in the windward side of Western Ghats receives heavy rainfall, while the Deccan regions lying on the leeward or rain shadow areas of the Western Ghats receives less rainfall. So less rainfall leeward side, more rainfall windward side is there. So relief feature here we have taken the example of the Western Ghats and we have discussed the southwest monsoon winds over here. So which is coming opposite side, moisture is not reaching over there and that is leeward side. Same example you can take over here of the this side. This is not working, I think. Yeah, see, here is a Aravalli range, same is happening. So southwest monsoon winds are just passing and parallel to the Aravalli range. So this side, western side, is not getting much rainfall, where this side is a windward side and getting rainfall and just going parallel to it. Moving ahead, and now I will discuss the example of the Himalayan mountains here. So we can see that Himalayan mountains, these are the climatic divider or barrier between the Central Asia and the Indian subcontinent. They do not allow the cold Central Asian winds to enter the continent, hence keeping it our country warmer than the other regions and all. So in summer, they trap the monsoon winds and bring rain to India, and in winter act as a barrier against the bitterly cold winds from the Arctic. Here again the Himalayas climatic barrier example you can see over here with the map. They also block northwest monsoon winds. What I said, now you can see how it is blocking with the picture. So it is blocking southwest monsoon winds from entering the country atmosphere. These mountains serve as a climatic barrier between Central Asia and India. They prevent cold Central Asian winds from entering the continent, keeping it warmer than other regions, and they also keep the southwest monsoon winds out of the country's atmosphere. So if question is coming in your exam, Himalaya is acting as a barrier, so you can give these points over there and you will get full marks. Okay, like climatic barrier. So you can just give an example of blocking a southwest monsoon winds and even stopping the cold winds to enter in India, which are coming from the Central Asia or the Arctic. Here, now we can see and discuss about the altitude. So, as I said, the relief. So, relief to plays a major role in determining the climate of the place. High mountains act as a barrier for cold and hot winds. They may also cause the precipitations if they are high enough and lie in the path of the rain-bearing winds. So, the leeward sides of the mountain remains relatively dry over there. So examples I have given of the places, and through the diagram I am showing to you how is the low altitude is different temperature is there, and the high altitude has a different temperature. So temperature decreases from low to high altitude. Here we'll go ahead and we'll discuss about the temperature decreases with higher altitude. There is a decrease of 1 degree for every 166 meter rise in height. That's called lapse rate. Like with every 166 meter of height, when it is rising, 1 degree temperature goes down. The mountains are cooler than the plain. This is the reason. And as the temperature of Ooty, we can take example of Ooty is lower than that of Kochi, as the former is located of higher altitude. I'm giving some of the example of the places because these type of questions are coming in exams, especially in board exams, like why Ooty is having this kind and the Kochi is in a coastal area is still different, or the high temperature is there. So you can write all these answers and you can give a example or verification with the lapse rate, like how height matters. Now latitude. So we know the Tropic of Cancer, which separates the tropical areas and subtropical areas of the earth, passes through the middle of the run of Kutch in the west of the Mizoram in the east. Therefore, the climate of India has a characteristics of both tropical and subtropical climates. You can see over here this with the example where the India is lying above the equatorial and how the Tropic of Cancer passes from the mid of the country. So where is a low range of temperature, where is a high range? High range of temperature is in the northern part, and the southern part the temperature is a low. If we discuss about the distribution of land and water, so India is surrounded by water on 3 sides, Bay of Bengal to the east, Arabian Sea to the west, and the Indian Ocean to the south. These water bodies for trade, very important for the trade, transportation and climate regulations. When we are talking about the interior areas of India, so we can see low pressure is there in summer and on the land. So that's the reason the high pressure is there on the sea. So winds are always blowing from high to low. So rain is there in the moisture wearing winds are blowing from the sea and bringing the rain. When high pressure is there on a land in winter and the low pressure is there on a sea, so that is a creating over here and that retreating monsoon, and it's just coming down. It's a withdrawal, not coming down, withdrawal monsoon is there. Now we'll go ahead and discuss about the pressure and winds. India has a unique wind and pressure conditions. During winter, the northern areas near the Himalayas has a high pressure. Therefore, winds from this region blow to the south where the pressure is lower. As I said, winds are always blowing from high to low pressure. In summer, the northern parts has a lower pressure. Therefore, there is a reversal of winds direction. So the winds from the south blow towards the north. These winds greatly affect the climate of India. When temperature is high, pressure is low. When pressure is high, temperature is low. This is a very simple concept to understand. So here we will discuss about the surface winds. Surface wind is the wind blowing near the earth's surface. It is measured by an anemometer. So and speed is measured by the anemometer, or the wind vane, that's a wind direction, at a standard height of 10 meter above ground in an area where the distance between the instrument and any obstructions is at least 10 times the height obstructions. You can see how it is blowing, and it is blowing from high pressure to the low pressure. So this is a part, here you can see this is a part where temperature is high, so pressure is low. This is the part pressure is high, temperature is low. So winds are blowing always from high to low pressure, and from which directions it's blowing, the name is also the same. So northeast trade winds is a name, and they are blowing from this side. So southeast trade winds is the name of that winds. Winds are always getting names from which directions they are blowing. Here we'll move further and discuss about the jet streams. So jet stream is a fast, narrow current of air flowing from west to east that encircle the globe, not to be confused with the Gulf Stream, which is an ocean current of drifting seawater. You can see how it's blowing, very easy to understand for you. So the upper air circulation in this region is dominated by the westerly flow. An important component of this flow is the jet stream. So these jet streams are located approximately over 27 to 30° north latitude. Therefore, they are known as the subtropical westerly jet streams. You can see the diagram and can understand how it's blowing. So in summer position and the winter position, both you can see over here. Now again you can see how it's just blowing jet stream. In summer we will discuss, and with the diagram you can just understand how it's just flowing. Now it's just western disturbances. So western disturbances, because of shifting of a pressure belts in Central and West Asia, northern India comes under the influences of the western disturbances. These western disturbances cause rainfall over the northern part of the country and snowfall over the Jammu and Kashmir. So where is a high altitude, there is a snowfall, and the lower part, we can take example of Punjab, there is a rainfall is there due to that, and that rainfall is good for the rabi crops. We can just say example the wheat cultivation, so it is good for the cultivation of wheat over here.